Hi friends, my name is Cheryl Jones. I'm here with Play to Learn Pierce County, a program powered by Green Chike and brought to you through the generosity of our sponsors and our partners, to whom we say thank you very much. Hey, today we have moved to a different place. We're in my kitchen because we're going to do a cooking project today. And when I do cooking, what I like to do is collect all the tools and ingredients that I need beforehand so that I can just reach for everything. And you know what I found out? Well, I'll tell you in a minute what I found out. But first I want to show you, we're going to cook with an apple. So I have this beautiful, shiny red apple. I have a cutting board. I have a glass dish. And into that glass dish, I'm going to measure a quarter of a cup of water. And I'm going to carefully pour it into the dish so that what I'm cooking doesn't stick. So I could set that down now. And what we're going to make is a baked apple. I'm going to do it today in the microwave, but you can do it in the oven as well, especially if you want to make a bunch. So I'm going to go ahead and tip this screen down so that you can watch. And grown-ups, I just want to show you that if you have or can get a tool like this is a really good chopping tool for preschoolers where we're not going to cut our fingers because it's not sharp, but you can push really hard to cut in half. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to cut this apple in half, and half is when you take and you cut something, this is fractions and math, you cut something into two pieces of about the same size. So see how I have my chopping tool here, and I'm going to push down hard, and look at there. Now, instead of one spherical apple, we have two halves of an apple, hemispheres, and we need to take then a pointy spoon, and we're going to scoop out by going in a circle around where the seeds are. Whoop! And there it pops out. We're going to scoop out the seeds because we don't want to eat them. I don't like to eat the apple seeds or the apple core, and this is one way to get it out. So now we have our two halves of an apple with some holes in there. We're going to put those in our pan. And then remember how I said that when I went to get my ingredients, I found out that somebody at my house had used up all the sugar, and that was one of the ingredients that I thought that I wanted to use. So instead, I found something else sweet, which is maple syrup. You could use maple syrup or sugar or honey to make this kind of a sweeter treat. And I'm going to take this quarter of or half of a teaspoon and carefully pour my syrup in there. And then just, instead of sprinkling like I would with sugar, I'm going to drizzle it, which means pour it around all over. So there's one drizzle. And then I'm going to carefully pour again, and measuring and learning to measure and pour are such good skills of carefulness with our hands and also learning about volume and measurement. We've already learned about fractions with half. All right, so there's my drizzle. And then I'm going to take some cinnamon and sprinkle all in here. If you like raisins or nuts, you could stick some of those in the middle of these holes where we took out the core. You could replace the core with raisins or nuts or any other thing that you could think of that you think might taste good. You could experiment. And then I'm going to put a little cover on here. I'm not going to put it on tightly, but just enough so that the heat from the water and the apples will come up and help cook it, and go and put it in the microwave. So I'm going to run over here for just a minute to my microwave and turn it on. And I think I'll turn it on for 1 minute and then check it. It doesn't take very long in the microwave. And what we're trying to do is make the apples softer, almost like applesauce. So softer and cooked together with that cinnamon and the sweetener that we used, the maple syrup today. And while we're waiting for it to cook, let's go ahead and sing a song about eating apples and bananas. And this is a funny song that helps us listen for the sounds of words and also helps us work up an appetite. Oh my goodness, I see I spilled a little bit. So I want to get my sponge also while we're waiting and clean up this little bit of mess, because cooking together can help us also with responsibility and cleaning up. But let's go ahead and sing about eating apples and bananas and listen for the sounds in the words, the vowel sounds. And that's a really good literacy skill. Oh, do you hear that? That was 1 minute. So I'm going to go check with my spoon and see if they're cooked yet. So I'll be right back. Nope. We need to cook it for maybe 2 more minutes, I'm going to guess. All right, are you ready to sing? I like to eat, eat, eat apples and bananas. I like to eat, eat, eat apples and bananas. All right, now we're just going to use an A sound, and this is how you do A in sign language, and we're going to sing all the words with A sounds. Are you ready? A like to eat, eat, eat apples and bananas. A like to eat, eat, eat apples and bananas. All right, now an E sound, and this is how you do E in sign language. Can you do an E with your fingers too? Like that? E like to eat, eat, eat apples and bananas. Like to eat, eat, eat apples and bananas. All right, now an I sound. So it's going to sound the same at first, but then it's going to change and be silly. I like to eat, eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. Oh, sound. Oh, look to oat, apples and bananas. Oh, look to oat, apples and bananas. And then a U sound, which is like this. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, look to oot, apples and bananas. Ooh, look to oot, apples and bananas. All right, did you hear the microwave sound going ding, ding, ding? I'm going to go check again. I'll be right back. It smells like it's ready. Yep, 3 minutes is long enough, friends. So if you do it in the microwave, you can bake it for 3 minutes. I had to get something to carry it over here with because it's very hot. And I'm going to put it on this hot plate thing. All right, let's sing it all together, and then we'll check our apples. All the sounds together again. I like to eat apples and bananas. I like to eat apples and bananas. All right, I'm going to take fiddly-dee. let's put this back in. I am going to take one of these very hot apples, and they're probably too hot to eat. Remember that we had 1/2 of an apple that we put things on. We had 2/2 of apples, but now I'm going to take this 1/2 an apple and put it back on my cutting board and tip my screen down again. And I'm going to show you what a quarter looks like. So a 1/2 is 2 equal pieces. Now a quarter of an apple, and you'll see how much easier this one is to cut. You can see that I hardly had to push it all. A quarter of an apple is a 1/2 of a 1/2. So that's when you have 4 pieces of something, you have made a quarter of something. Do you know another word for quarter? It's when there's money that's a quarter, and that's because 4 of them makes $1. So this apple is now full of cinnamon and something sweet, which mine was maple syrup, and it's soft and warm. So I scooped it up with my little spoon. I'm going to blow on it. That tastes really good. So friends, that is a very simple snack that you can make together that helps us with chopping skills and measuring and cooking and cleaning up. All really good things to learn how to do. And I hope that you have fun making baked apples and eating them. Thank you, friends, for coming to play today. And I hope that we see you next time.